7 reasons why Japanese girls don't like foreign guys. Were you curious? Come with me. Hey guys, we are from the channel One More Curiosity. There is a contagious myth in both Japan and abroad that by simply being a foreigner, one has an automatic advantage for dating Japanese girls. The reality is that there are many reasons why Japanese girls don't like foreign guys, the majority of which can be summed up by one of Japan's most relevant cultural exports, anime. Language barrier. Sure, it can be cute at times, especially on dinner dates when she texts you beforehand about how hungry she is. And sure, she may accelerate your Japanese learning process. But when you get into more intense subjects, the translation apps go out of the window and your charades become the new lingua franca. It's not just conversation that makes this a turn off either. If a foreigner guy's language doesn't progress with a relationship, he will have to rely on her progressively for understanding all sorts of issues: visas, taxes, healthcare, education, your haircut, ordering your food, or holding his hand to cross the street. Public stigma. Japan is a largely homogeneous culture. Less than 2% are foreigners. Very few couples are interracial, and of those that progress to marriage. The overwhelming majority are actually between a Japanese man and a foreign woman. Of Japanese women who get married, 1.3% marry a foreign. Combine this with the other detail on this list, and the recipe for public judgment causes many Japanese girls to steer clear. Parental disapproval. Hand in hand with the public stigma are the judgment of what may be a Japanese girl's most influential figures, her mom and dad. This isn't to suggest that parental disapproval is the norm, although there are some horror histories. Nor is it to say racism is rampant, but sometimes there are some old-fashioned attitudes in regards to the relationship. Add a lack of a common tongue to the mix, and the foreigner's chance of wooing a girl's affection can get a bit complicated. As Japanese girls tend to live with their family well into their 20s, ensuring she doesn't offend her parents may rate higher on her priority list than the cute gaijin sending her line stickers. Short term, yes, you can bask into the beautiful neon rays of love hotels, but long term, the best you can do is to minimize the other red flags in this article. Lower income jobs. While not all Japanese girls will make a final judgment on dating a foreigner based on their income level, some certainly will. Images is high in Japan. Look around you and you will hardly see a girl not dressed to the nines. English teaching, one of the most popular jobs for foreigners coming to Japan, nets a salary of 250 yens per month, or 25,340 US dollars salary per year for tax and income. Definitely not enough for a family long term, and possibly not enough for a solid date, depending on a girl's age. Younger girls care less. This could be significant deterrent when it is layered on the top of all the reasons in this list. They are sharai. Foreigners get a bad rap of being labeled as playboys. In this label that also fuels the stereotype of a foreign man having some mystical game when it comes to Japanese women. Sharai, or the Japanese phrasing of such is basically call it a player, while you can gently toss it aside or defend yourself valiantly. Chances are you already in the auto, coupled with recent shit shows by certain foreigners. Julian Blank, anyone? And the public perception of Sharai foreigners is definitely at its pinnacle. While you can proudly show your 30 lines contacts named Kaori to your male counterparts, watch those wondering eyes when on the date with your lovely Japanese lady. Transitory foreigners. While this can benefit the foreigner, depending on the girl's preference for relationship's duration, it can be a real detriment if the girl is looking for the possibility for a long-term relationship. Where are you from? Won't seem so innocuous anymore. The basic reality is that most foreigners only temporarily live in Japan, whether it's for a week or a few years. There is almost always an exit date, and even if the plan is long-term, circumstances, lost visa, expiring deportation, make it impossible to afford a girl the same level of security that a Japanese citizen can. Japanese girls know this, even if they never dated a foreigner before. No, this doesn't mean you are socially smooth like the lube of the same name. It stands for kukiyomenai, which means quite the opposite. It means you are socially uncalibrated and that you can't read the air. Talking on your phone on quiet train, going for a full-on make-out in public place, pointing to your condom stash when she mentions the last train. It can be simplified as bad manners, cultural ignorance, and poor social skills, while you may be bound to accidentally coming across kawaii as a newcomer or tourist to Japan. You still need to pick up subtle and environmental cues to make sure you aren't that guy. Closing remarks. While not all of the above issues are in your control, this epic book dives into the above issues and offers Japanese dating advice. Even if Japanese girls may have a reason to not like you, taking note of the book and the suggestion above will ensure you can mitigate the risk. So if you like this video, leave a comment and subscribe the channel to follow more trivia videos. See you next time.